Hey, what's going on, guys? D Swink here on behalf of the Swink Agency.
Sandra Swink here on behalf of the Swink Agency.
And tonight, we have a very, very special episode for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been a while since we've been in action, man. You know what I'm saying? It's been a few months. You know, we've been taking our time, getting some stuff in order. Just a lot of things going on right now, you know what I'm saying? But the business don't ever stop, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we've been grinding it out.
Just doing it.
For real.
Getting it done, yeah. Shouts out to all our clients out there that's on the roster right now. We're getting it in, y'all. We're getting it in.
For real, man. It's 2021. It's time to go up, you dig? Like nothing but it. Straight up.
Yes, yes. So tonight, y'all, we're going to talk about black love. Y'all know Valentine's Day is tomorrow. This is a topic that we've been talking about all day long.
For real.
All day long, kid you not. So we were like, dang, let's just hop on camera and just say, spread the love to everybody else. Let them join the conversation as well. So,
what's your definition of black love?
oh, man. See, I don't have a definition of black love. I have descriptions of what black love should be.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I think when it comes to black love should be rich and raw. To me, black love is magnificent. It's essential and it's purifying. Those are the words that I use to describe black love because that's what it means to me. Honestly, you know, being that we've been together 15 years, that's how I describe our love. And, you know, it sounds real deep, but it's deep. You know, love is deep.
My definition of black love is, you know, like you said, something magnificent, magnetic, something that's powerful, essential. I feel like black love is very necessary, nurturing, just all kind of words and terms come to my mind. But, you know, it's something that you can't just talk about it. You got to be about it. You know what I'm saying? And us being together 15 years, I think that I've proven myself that, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm all about the love. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like I've been with this lady through thick and thin, man. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we still holding on, still going strong.
We riding this thing out to the
riding it out, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes, really.
You know, I know what I signed up for. And I'm here for the long haul, man, for real.
Me too. I believe, like, as a woman, because I can only speak from my perspective, I see so many of us, and I can only speak for black women, but I see so many of us on this bandwagon lately on, you know, I don't need a man for nothing, you know, or what is that that phrase that people say, get the head, get the bread, didn't leave? Man, that's the most ignorant stuff I have ever heard. You know, even these chicks that's running around screaming, I love being single. I don't believe you. Because had you really experienced real love, you wouldn't go back to the loneliness, you know?
I mean, I think some people enjoy being single.
I think
you know what I'm saying? I don't think people want to be single forever. I don't buy that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not at all. Because we all want somebody, especially when you become of age and, you know, you have a career or maybe even children involved, man. You're going to want somebody to either hold at night or somebody to hold you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know, it look good for the ground.
But are you really lonely, though? That's the question. Yeah. So, like, most recently I was in a group, right? Man, y'all just don't know. I go through so much in these groups trying to be positive and inspiring and motivative and stuff. Man, these women will chop me down. I would literally say or agree to something such as, for example, you know, ladies, support your man, you know, be his peace, all good stuff like that. And, you know, hit dog holler. Y'all, like, I get chopped down in these groups as a married woman. Like, for example, I'm in this one group it's kind of like a business group for women. It's supposed to be inspiring and motivative and things like that. Occasionally, you may get somebody ask the question, you know, like, is it okay to do this? Is it not okay to do that as far as, like, in a relationship and things like that? I try to stay neutral. I try to stay positive and kind of comment and feedback from my own perspective. Most recently, boy, what got me in trouble in the group this week, someone asked the question, you know, should you really be your man's peace, basically?
Of course.
I mean, obviously, right?
Of course. Don't be my chaos.
Exactly. So I simply responded back, of course, that's how I roll as a wife. We have to be his peace because how else is he going to lead? You can't be the one you can't be the irritant, basically, is what I was saying. Automatically, negativity. Well, what do you mean? What if he's the problem? What if he's not your peace? And what if, it's like I'm simply stating my opinion.
Almost feel like
question. You have to be your man's peace, and he has to be your peace as well. But right. I feel like what we get messed up as black women is we don't want to hold ourselves accountable. That's the big thing. We don't hold ourselves accountable for our part. Yeah, I'm a work in progress. It took me some years to get to this point. It took me some years to get to this point. But I was simply stating my opinion and agreeing that, yeah, that is true. Not once did I say, he ain't got to be your piece. I never said that. But my perspective is a hit dog hollers. So all the women that was bringing that negativity and the negative energy saying, oh, how can you just sit there as a black woman and just honestly open your mouth to say you have to be his piece and not say that he has to be yours? And I come in the back, what's understood don't have to be explained. If the question is presented from a woman's perspective and you are, as a woman, are being accountable, it's okay to say you have to be your man's piece, But yeah, I get chopped down a lot just being myself and speaking as a married woman. I'm speaking from experience. Trust me, it's not from emotion, it's from experience. No relationship is perfect, but once you go through stuff and you also look at yourself internally like, damn, what part of the problem is me?
Let me ask you something. Is it that, because I see a lot of the men bashing too, man. It's like, it's almost like it's an agenda or something, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, man, do black women not love black men anymore? Like, because black men love black women.
To be honest, some black women are fed up, and I understand that. But at the same time, you have to take accountability. But why are you
fed up though? Like, that's what we got to get to the root of.
Exactly. That's what we don't get to the root of as a community. You have to take accountability. Half of you guys that's fed up and all that crap with your man is because you're settling. Whether that's financially because you're there just because he can provide for you financially, whatever. You have to take accountability and be open and honest. Because if not, your ass gonna be stressed out 24/7 because you're trying to force something.
You gotta be honest with yourself.
Right. And that was my point in that group, and it was just like, man.
And sometimes it ain't the man. Sometimes it's the common denominator. You done been with 8 dudes. You know what I'm saying?
What does that have to do with anything?
All 8 dudes ran off. But you saying men ain't shit.
Okay, that goes both ways.
I mean, I'm not saying they don't.
But
because
I
look,
get
here's
what
here's the thing. I'm going to just keep it all the way real. This is a real video right here.
Okay.
It don't matter. It's like, I feel like men know this, but women still play into that game that it's a perfect man out there. Like, he tall, he got money. You know what I'm saying? He picks roses at midnight to have them by the bedside in the morning when you wake up. Like, it sounds good, man, but it's no perfect dude out there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's just time to erase that whole fairy tale from people, like especially in the black community. I feel like we're not fed the real and rawness of relationships when we're young. As a woman, you play with the Barbie dolls when you're a little girl, and you think, oh well, this man's supposed to ride up on a white horse and just take me off and provide for me and buy me this, buy me that. That's okay, but it's missing that important factor, which is what you have to do, what your role is. I can't speak for how y'all raise as men, but us as women, get into that. It's that whole luxury. It's no, this man has to do this for you. You do da. But the family I come from, I also learned, my part matters too. You also have to hold yourself accountable and all that. But a lot of women don't get that opportunity. They're not raised to know that, as a woman, you have to also do your part. Take care of this man, take care of yourself while you're taking care of this man, and everything will fall into place. They miss that. They only see the material part. What can he do for you? Right. So when you do get a good man, just like he said, you will run him off because, for one, he may have his ducks in a row. He may have his standards as well. Men have standards as well, ladies. Sure. Don't get it twisted. We want our knight in shining armor, but so do they. And that's one thing that the black community, I feel like as a woman, I can say that. Some of us miss the mark there because we're only focused on what can he bring to me. Meanwhile, you flawed as all get out, basically, because you're not looking at yourself like, what can I improve? You think you the shit already. So if that's what your attitude is,
hold on, let me stop
you're not going to get far.
And there's nothing wrong with being confident. Be confident. Like, right. You did what I'm saying? But it's like, don't be overconfident to where you feel like you can't improve on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always going to be room for improvement, self-development.
Right, and that's the common denominator, I feel like, is when you're able to look at yourself, you have to be honest with yourself. What do you really bring to the table? Because that factor is missing out of a lot of people's mindsets, and they go straight to what I need and what I want and what they better bring me. And they don't look at like, dang, what do I bring to the table? What can I do for them? What are their standards? Because some of the times they don't care. You know, and I feel like that's why we have such a strong bond, because it's kind of like, okay, what can I do to make it better? Right. What do I, we know what we bring to the table and things like that, but we're always saying, what can we work on to do better? And we have them conversations.
For sure.
Sometimes.
And see, that's the key word, conversation.
Right.
And that go for black men as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to learn how to talk to our women. We have to learn how to, just be in the present. You know what I'm saying? And be mindful of how fragile she might be, or her wants and needs and all of that. Like, we have to take all of that into effect. And I feel like I do a pretty good job of that. I try to anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't ever want you to feel like you just my maid, or you know what I'm saying? Hey, you just do everything for me. I don't do nothing but just sit around all day.
Right.
And that ain't, to me, that ain't how it go. And somebody actually, I don't remember who it was, but recently they said something made a lot of sense. Don't bring 50-50 to the relationship. Bring 100-100.
Yeah.
And that just hit different, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because when you bring all of yourself to a relationship, there's nothing else that this person, you get what I'm saying? I'm trying to think of my point here.
They're basically complimenting you at that point.
Right.
One thing I hate to hear, and for me, I will judge a relationship in a heartbeat. When I hear somebody say, "Oh, that person completes me," that irks me.
Really?
It does, because it's like what we were talking about earlier. I don't agree with that completion part, because to me that feels like you admitting something's missing. And if something's missing, you admitting something's missing, it's gonna be so hard for that person to hit the mark, because
complete could be like, I have everything, but you was that missing piece that I needed, and now I feel complete. I think, and I don't know who you're talking about, but if I'm hearing that in context, that's what I'm thinking. If I'm saying that, that's what I mean.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You
complete. I get it, but to me, it's kind of like we have to complement each other. We have to fit well together. And I mean, I get the whole completion thing or whatever, but to me, like, the completion is the family element. That's the the kids, the future, the legacy, all that. That's the completion part to me, not just us getting together and now we equally yoked and all that good stuff. To me, that's not what the completion part of it is. But I hate hearing that person completes me, because it's like, okay, well, what was missing before? And are you sure they fulfilling that? Because half the time I feel like that's what gets people mixed up. They don't know what's missing. So that person can be giving it their all, and they still may feel empty. They still may feel like, damn, they're not doing something right. I'm still not getting what I need. So that's what I have with that, with that logic.
But again, that goes back to just being honest with yourself. What do like you said, what do I need?
Right.
What am I missing? And then if you do have a spouse or a partner, talk to them. You know what I'm saying? And
that's what's missing.
And if they don't get where you're coming from, then that's when you might have to have a deeper discussion. You know what I'm saying?
And we don't do that in the black community, y'all. We don't do the painful discussions, and that's what's needed. There's so much, Lord, there's so much that goes wrong in the black families, and sometimes it can be all so simple with a conversation. To be all the way honest, and so many people be so afraid to talk.
A conversation could do so much healing, man.
Right.
Like you never know.
Right.
Even myself, like the way I grew up.
Right.
We ain't got to get into it, but
let's get into it a little bit then, because that matters too. How we're raised. That matters too with our future relationships. You know what I mean? You may grow up without a mom. You may grow up without a dad or whatever. That factors into how you feel about somebody else, how you feel about, partnering or loving or whatever with somebody else. That matters.
Yeah, I do.
You know what I mean? It really does.
But at some point, you got to take it amongst yourself and realize, like the way we met, it was so organic that it just always felt like that. Even 15 years later, it just feels organic. It don't feel like something that was forced or something. Right. I don't feel like I'm forced to be here. And for me, being an Aquarius, I got to have my space, my room and all that. Like, if I feel like I'm not comfortable, I can't be there. Like I always say, I can't do what I don't love to do.
Right.
If it's something I don't like to do, I can't do it.
Right. That makes
And that's just who I am. So relationships is no different.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, being in a 15-year relationship, man, that says a lot about myself. And that's me self-reflecting. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, you know, I feel like at the end of the day, again, you gotta just be real with yourself, man.
Right. And real with your spouse, because that's another, like, secrets ruin relationships from the jump. That's another thing that I see online, you know, a lot of the groups and things that I'm in, you know, women are like, should I tell him that? Should I tell him this? And it's, for me, again, I'm going to always be honest. Yeah, you need to tell your husband everything. You know, what you're thinking, how you're feeling, what you don't like, what you do like. Express that, because it's only going to make y'all bond stronger. You know, and if it runs him away, then guess what? He wasn't for you or you wasn't for him. But at least now you're not wasting time fighting that energy. You know, it's out there on the table. You're able to express yourself and you feel good about it. He's able to express himself. He feel good about it, you know.
And shout out to the couples that we do know that,
right.
You know what I'm saying, all about that black love. Like, you know, I know one couple, like, I always tell you, like, they got that hood love. And I love it, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, no matter what, they going to ride for each other. And you could just see it. Like, you can hear it in their conversation. And the way she talk about him is the same way he talk about her. You feel what I'm saying? And I love it, man.
You just, you just got a good one. That's another thing, y'all. You can't be all in love and lovey-dovey in their presence and they're behind their back talking crap. Mm-hmm. That's one thing, Lord. That's what that. That's how they say that tongue is a mighty sword. That's I've seen so many relationships break in, however, whatever, because you have them, they're all in love, face to face, you know, in front of the world or whatever. And behind people's backs, it's kind of like, no, I can't stand you. I can't stand her, blah, 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 whatever. And then they end up splitting up and nobody can figure out what happened. You brought that bad energy to your own relationship. You know, I'm a firm believer in however you feel in front of them, you need to feel like that behind their back as well. You know, and I feel like that's how a lot of people invite that bad energy into their marriage, into their relationships, because they don't have that same energy when their spouse is not in the room. They want to be up here all big bag and single and things and screw their whole relationship up in the meantime. So I think we missed the mark there too a lot of times.
So how do you feel like about conflict?
Conflict?
Yeah.
I think when there's conflict, it takes two mature people in order to resolve a conflict. If you have one that's not mature yet and ready, you're not going to get anywhere, because you're going to have that one person that really cares, that's really sincere in, you know, resolving it. And then whatever they're stuck on, the one that's not mature, they're going to always be stuck on whatever, or however their attitude is, and you're not going to get anywhere. So when it comes to conflicts, you just got to remind yourself y'all both are human and y'all both are allowed to feel something, whether it's anger, whatever, frustration, whatever. That person has the right to feel how they feel. You have the right to feel how you feel, and you just got to hear each other out. And then in hearing each other out, you just got to let him speak, let her speak, and then y'all meet in the middle somewhere. Yeah. And it's taken us a while to get, not say it's taken a while to get there, but we've learned that.
I mean, but it has, like, we had to learn, you know? Like, I didn't grow up seeing married people, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, it was some here and there's, but it wasn't like something that was talked about. It wasn't something that was discussed. Okay, when you become a man, you know, this is what you look for in a wife, this, that, and the third. Like, I didn't know anything.
Right.
And, you know, now 15 years later, I feel like I've learned some things. Like, I bumped my head a few times. I've had to learn some real hard lessons. But at the same time, it was like, I wouldn't take that back, because that was a what I like to call a valuable mistake. You did what I'm saying? Because you learn from your mistakes and you learn how to move forward. You understand what I'm saying? And on the right path. Because no matter what, we always gonna slip up. We always gonna say something we didn't mean to say, or do something we didn't mean to do, whatever the case is. And as long as, you know, you two or you three, whatever the situation is, you know what I'm saying?
No,
that's
three.
That's the thing now. Like folk, you know, folk be having girlfriends and boyfriends. Like,
it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Point blank.
I mean, but we can't.
Two is the magic number.
We can't speak on that. We don't know that, because we don't know how that goes.
I ain't seen it yet. 2 is the magic number, in my opinion. Now, if you got 3s, 4s, 5s, you know, power to you. Hopefully you're successful in that, but I'm going to just keep my opinions to myself. For me, 2 is the magic number.
Let's go get into it. T.I. and Tiny.
Oh, Lord. More money, more problems.
Honestly, I'm gonna just throw it out there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think whatever y'all think. Mm-hmm. I don't think they guilty, man. I don't think they was going around raping women, grown ass women.
I think they're rich.
I don't think that, man.
I think they're rich. They're smart.
I think they have
powerful.
a lot of influence. And hey,
they guilty.
You come in here. You know what's going on.
They guilty. It ain't no different than all these.
So you think they did do that?
They're definitely doing that.
You think they drugging people?
I think it's strategic. I think you have these little hot ass women that's like, oh my God, T.I. Tiny, whatever, however it's set up. Their dumbasses are signing those NDAs. They're signing.
Okay, so that's my point. That's my point. You know what you about to get into.
Exactly, which is why they are guilty. Now, when you sign it on the dotted line, they got you. That's what they got you. So no matter what's happening or what is going to happen.
So that's grown folks making decisions, right?
But shit can go left though, real quick. Because if you're doing drugs, you're doing this, you don't know what's going on. If you're drugged, that changes it for me. That it ain't fun no more because you don't know what's going on if you're drugged. Right. So I believe that. I really do. Because if to me, it's sneaky to have somebody sign the NDA before you party with them. Because that's telling you, some stuff might happen.
No, not necessarily. Because when you rich and famous, you might need to do that because you don't know what this person's MO is.
That's true.
This person don't have the influence that you have.
That's true.
But they probably want it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So all it takes is for them to go spread or lie or rumor. Hey man, he slapped me when I was in the bathroom. Oh, did y'all hear he slapped? And next thing you know, the whole world talking about you slapped her. Just like the Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez situation. We still don't know what happened in that situation for real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What I think happened was it was a scuffle. The gun went off. And maybe it ricocheted in her foot or something. I don't really know. But I don't think Tory Lanez aimed a gun at Megan Thee Stallion's foot.
I think that's a strategy for both of their camps for publicity, honestly.
Could be. A lot of this shit is made up, man.
Still twerking after that. So are you shot in the foot?
Gorilla Glue girl.
Whatever.
I think, man, we ain't even got to get into that, man. But I think they trying to make her a star or something. I just see it because I've seen a million World Star videos where people done did crazy ass shit like put glue in their hair and all that, and they ain't get this type of publicity. She getting millions of dollars worth of publicity.
Automatically, right?
You know what I'm saying? So something's up for sure, but
but T.I. and Tiny, their asses are guilty, baby. I'm sorry.
Guilty of what? Having fun?
Drugging women and taking advantage of them while they're drugged. It's okay to party. Do y'all thing if that's what y'all do. The threesomes, foursomes, fives, and whatever.
Do you know that though? Because here's the thing. Why is it after the fact? Why isn't the party that happened just this weekend?
I think it's
and then Monday you like, hey, look, this happened.
Because you have somebody.
Why did you wait 8 years? Whatever.
I don't think there's people waiting that long.
I think about the Bill Cosby situation. They waited 30 years.
Somebody that ended up, I don't know, being jealous, hating, or whatever situation that just told their business and just outed. And because the women had signed the documentation saying they couldn't talk about it, they can't talk about it. But then you got this girl that know the inside story. They're trying to put their business out there, ruin reputations, whatever. So no, I think it's highly possible. I think they are taking advantage of girls while they're drugged, and the girls just can't speak up and say anything. So I don't know. I believe it.
She might be in love with Tiny.
Don't matter.
That's what I heard. So
business.
Anybody could tell a lie, man. And people don't care. Like Charlamagne always talk about, like people only care about the lie because it's more entertaining.
Right. But that goes back to my point with 2 should be the magic number. Anything over the 2, you got problems. No matter how you look at it.
Yeah. I mean, you know, yeah. Especially when you talking about marriage and stuff. That's when it get real tricky right there because I mean, you know, to each his own, but I mean, you have to be really careful with that because I've never heard people that engaged in that situation come out good. You know what I'm saying? I never have. And that's not to say that there aren't couples out there that are having the time of their lives.
Made for.
But, you know, hey man, do your thing, man.
Right.
You know. No judgment zone, man. No gavel.
Hey, y'all have fun. One thing I wanted to bring up too. The Black family unit. Ooh, touchy subject, man. Woo! So y'all all know different stories. Y'all, whether it's you or anybody in your family, you know, when you're single, your family loves you. They support you, old girl, boy, whatever. You're going to find somebody one day. And then the moment you do, shit changes.
I don't think that happened for everybody. They don't like you no more. That just happened to me.
They don't fool with you no more. They don't like your friend, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be. That's one thing we have to stop too, as a family, as a unit. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times it's your family's insecurities that are speaking, and it stops a lot. It can stop you from true love, basically. You know what I mean? Yeah. So y'all stop that. stop it. If your sister, your brother, your cousin, niece, whoever, once they fall in love with somebody that's right for them, support them. You know, don't let your insecurities try to steer them away from that because you ain't married, because you don't have a man, because your shit ain't successful or whatever. Support them, especially if they're younger than you. Because one thing I hate to see these days is, you know how your elders, you're supposed to look up to your elders. Well, elders are the ones that's screwing people these days, figuratively and physically. But they're the ones that's screwing up the family unit, if you ask me. You know what I mean? I could go on a rant all night about this, but yeah, man, y'all support these people. When you see a young couple that's in love, no matter what their age are, if you see them, they have goals and ambitions together, let them know that. Speak life into that relationship, man. Good job, young man. Good job, whatever. Pull them to the side and give them pointers. Don't get in their ear. Oh, I don't like him. I don't like her. Because half 10 out of 10 is because you ain't got it. You don't have what they want. Or you don't.
Right.
Yeah,
now, if the person is a bad person, obviously, okay,
right.
That makes sense.
Right.
But like you said, like even our situation, like.
Let's go into our situation.
I feel like.
Hell, I wasn't going to do it.
I feel like
situation.
You never got the credit you deserve as a wife from my mom.
Oh, from your
mama just hater. Family.
We're going to break down. Let's just get down to it. So basically, our situations are both not unique, but kind of one and the same. We didn't grow up with dads, so to speak. You know, I had a stepdad that was, semi in the home. So just to keep it real, we grew up with no father figure for real. I looked up to my granddad because that was my father figure. That was the rock in my life that taught me pretty much, everything as far as what a man's supposed to do and all that good stuff. But just with my family hate on you. I feel like for one, they know you are a good man. You know what I mean? For one, they're not married, or the ones that are hating, they don't have a man. They don't have a steady man. They don't have, they don't have that man figure to support them. They may not know what that looks like outside of my granddad. So I accept that now. I have accepted the fact that, half my family hate on our relationship. To keep it real, don't give a damn.
Yeah, you going
but I don't care. Y'all know me. I'm going to keep it real. They hate on that because I don't know whether it strikes a nerve to be like, damn, I don't have that. But again, it triggers that insecurity. I mean, they don't have a good man. They don't have a man to love them. Of course, it's going to be like, oh, something's wrong. Red flag and rumors and this and that. And it's really jealousy and insecurity. And it speaks loud as hell, basically. With your situation, I think your mama don't like me. I don't know if I remind her of herself when she was younger, as for like being, powerful, ambitious or whatever. But I mean, she slept with a married man. Let's just keep it real. You were the product of an affair, and it was unfair for you, basically, whatever. But that whole situation, she never healed from that. That's another thing. Y'all got to heal from y'all traumas and shit because that kind of triggers onto your kids. Mm-hmm. Long story short. So I think with your mom, she hasn't healed from that. The whole world don't know. Oh, wow, Carol Swink slept with a married man and had a baby. Yes, ma'am, she did. And the product of that was my husband. But because of that, I feel like she can't love me because I am your wife. Simply put.
Yeah, she ain't never like try to give you your props. I remember when we got engaged, instantly she was talking some other shit. Like she couldn't say my daughter-in-law. She had to say my daughter-in-laws. And
right. Forcing your brother to propose to his girlfriend. Man, we got stories for days. That's why for us, black love is a strong topic because we don't live through it. And we 15 years strong.
With no support.
15
you know what I'm
years
saying?
strong.
Outside of like your mom, you know what I'm saying, a couple of people here and there.
Right,
but
it don't matter.
I mean, for the most part, it's just been her and me. Like,
right.
Straight up, like figuring it out. Ain't really nobody to talk to. Nothing, you know what I'm saying, and it don't help that we live in a whole nother state from our family either.
It don't matter to me.
You know what I'm saying?
We gonna rock out and do us.
No, I mean that's a given right there. Like anybody that know us know that we don't worry about none of that. You know what I'm saying? We talk about it whatever because it's the truth. We only go tell the truth. Right. But at the end of the day, it's like I ain't finna get on the camera and go in all the way like I want to. Like maybe catch me on the right day, I will.
Right.
But I can't really put no energy into it because here's the thing, man. Like we only know go up, bro.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like a tunnel vision, like anything else, that outside noise, all this, that, and the third, man. Y'all got that, bro.
Right. And that is my point when it comes
90% of the shit I done heard was a lie. When it got back to me, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like,
but that's my point. When I'm attacked in these groups, I done went through that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's about experience. I can stand up and say, nah, you wrong. As a wife, you wrong. Check yourself too. Because I done been through the fire. You know what I'm saying? I've had family not support our union simply because it's hate. What reason do you have to not like my husband? I don't give a damn, but what reason? You know what I mean? So you just got to grow through it and be mature enough to say, no, I'm riding
I'm
with
like
you,
this.
and
If you don't like me,
what it's
bro,
about.
just say it, bro. Like a woman, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
say it, please.
Be woman or man enough to say it, because I'm the type of person. If I don't like you, I can say it. Like, I'm gonna tell you why. You know what I mean? I ain't finna sugarcoat. I ain't finna come around you. None of that. I ain't finna dap you up. Nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like I really don't get that. Like, a lot of people will gaslight you out here and have you thinking like y'all cool. You know what I'm saying? But behind your back, they telling lies, not knowing it's gonna come right back to you. And then it's like, now you looking at them like, okay, I see you for the real you. You know what I'm saying? And to keep it real, a lot of this, what I'm saying, even my mom is involved with. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm not bashing my mom. I actually love my mom. But you know what? If I'm gonna keep it all the way above, my mom don't love me. And it is what it is. It's something that I've learned to accept. I don't even want to speak on it like that, man. I don't even want to speak on it because I go too deep. But the thing is, it's like, people know they wrong. You know you wrong. You know what I'm saying? But that goes back
to my original point when it comes to insecurities.
And that other dude, you know you wrong, boy.
It goes back to insecurities, man.
But you got it.
You can't love nobody if you don't love yourself.
That's a fact.
Period.
That's a fact.
Period. So, we don't got deep on this one. You just, when it comes to the family union, man, y'all just gotta. I just feel like the family union could be so beautiful. We ain't gonna just talk about the negative. We're gonna talk about the positive too. Right.
It could be a beautiful thing, especially with us. Now, some people, y'all have that. I'm pretty sure somebody watching this video, they have a beautiful family union. They probably have support. They probably have family reunions every 6 months, anything. You did what I'm saying?
But see, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with having a family full of haters. I am on both sides. I am, because for me, that pushes me to make sure that our children.
I don't think about it. Not to cut you off.
Grow up.
I don't dread on it, whatever. But it's at the same time, it's like, damn, bro, like what it could have been.
My thing is, you ain't gonna affect my kids. So, point blank, period. My baby's gonna see love. They're gonna see unconditional love. They're gonna see us riding for each other. Because when they get in relationships, that's gonna be this is gonna be the one unit that they have as an example to lead by. Damn, my mom and daddy stuck it out. My mom and daddy talked. My mom and dad hugged. They kissed. They told each other they love. That's what I want our kids. That's the legacy we leaving. We breaking generational curses. And any of y'all know anything about generational curses, for me, it's, man, screw our families. Because they're not going through what we have to go through to make sure that our next generation is okay. Because what's going to happen, the same ones that's hating on me, same ones that's hating on you, don't raise kids and are raising kids that's rotting at heart. They don't have good relationships themselves because they didn't have a good model to go by. So one thing that what they fail to realize is that negativity that you put out, it's gonna stay in your family circle. So your great granddaughter and her family and all that toxicity gonna keep traveling. That shit gonna keep traveling, and ain't nothing good gonna come from it. Our kids, starting from here on out, basically, our legacy gonna be the truth. They gonna know what real love is.
Pop your shit.
They gonna know what real love is.
Pop your shit.
And we are those examples. That's, for me, that's why it's kind of like when people say, oh, strong black woman and strong black woman, it has nothing to do with physical strength. It's all spiritual and mentality for me. So I don't give a damn about either family side. I really don't. Because for me, black love starts with us and our kids and what it grows from.
That's where we defer a little bit, because I do care about the black family struggle, because I feel like it do take a village. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Because you always say something that's very positive. What you always say is it takes a village. Most people just insinuate that with a child. But what about when that child grows up? It should still be love. It should still be, hey man, I love you, bro. I support you, because that's all I have. Like, I'm a lover, bro. Like I love the love.
But love don't have to necessarily come from blood.
At the same time, love done got me in a lot of situations like this. You dig what I'm saying? Because I went above and beyond and I showed that love, but they used it for weakness. You feel me? And it came back to bite me in the ass a few times. But at the same time, it's like, you got to just recognize now if I show you love and I see that it ain't being reciprocated, I'm going to just throw the deuces to you and wish you well and send you on your way. And you'll probably never hear from me again. And that's kind of how I operate right now. So it's like, I don't have time to play with that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm only going to give you so much, but it's like, you see so much of the hate. It's like,
That's
damn,
a part
bro.
of it,
Like
though.
what is this? Like,
That's
I
a
don't even
part of
understand
it.
it. And
It can't be all love
maybe
from
we
it.
got away from it. I don't
Away
know.
from what, the toxicity?
The toxicity or whatever. Maybe we got at a certain point we
But
got
it was
away
a
from
choice. Had we decided to stay there, had we decided to still, because when we moved to Atlanta, it was with a purpose. It wasn't to get away from anything. Like, it was with a purpose for a better life, to build, for our kids to create that legacy. But imagine if we would have stayed there, we would have still been a part of our environment like so many other people. Have people do let that toxicity seek in. It could have split us up. Don't think it would have, but it could have easily split us up, for one. It could have had, us going in different directions, basically. But because we were strong enough to realize, wait a minute, you not liking me, don't have nothing to do with me. We were able to just take that one fact and be like, whatever, hey, leave you over here. Mind your business, we're going to mind ours. And sometimes people are so bound to that term, blood is sticking in water, and family. Family will screw you quicker than anybody because they don't want to see you happy if they're not happy. For me, I've always known that. Since a kid, I've always known that. In my heart, I've known that. Well, because you feel some kind of way has nothing to do with me. And I act accordingly. Simple. So for me, it's about that soul tribe, and it ain't about family. I don't give a damn if you don't like me. I don't care if we're blood related or not. If it's respect and love, it's going to be reciprocated both ways. But if it's hate and toxicity, I'm going to leave you right over there where you're at and let you wallow in your own little pitiful world. And I'm going to be right over here flourishing with my goals and ambitions with my family. So one thing that we have to get into as a Black community is stop the hate, for one. Check yourself. Check your thoughts. Because if you see somebody, check your thoughts. Because that will screw you quicker than anything. Support people. Support your family when it comes to love. Because, of course, people have to grow through stuff and whatever on their own. But because you got an insecurity don't mean that has to trigger hate, basically. Because it ain't just about you. It's about your family unit. It's about the next generation.
It's not just about you. And
that's how a lot of Black families get screwed, is because, again, our elders don't have that common sense enough to say, damn, it ain't just about me. I ain't got a man or whatever, but that don't mean I have to sit here and be bitter and feed that narrative until my next generations type deal. And a lot of folks ain't strong enough. A lot of Black women, a lot of Black men are not strong enough to do that. They're not strong enough to get past their own pain and hurt.
It's a lot of trauma out here, man. You know what I'm saying?
And we don't talk about it enough as a Black.
We don't heal.
A Black race.
A lot of times we don't heal, and that's what we got to get to the root of the problem right there. Like, you gotta be healed.
That's true too. As a whole, people just gotta kind of take yourself out the equation, or take out the selfishness, basically, when it comes to your family union. Because if you really care about the next generation or your family name or whatever, you wouldn't act how you acting, basically. So we are supporters of Black love. We represent Black love
to the fullest.
To the fullest. And it's not always easy. Like, people always say, oh, you guys make love look easy. It's a choice, because we want best for each other. We want best for our family union. So, of course, we're going to speak, and act accordingly how we need to, within the best interest of our family union. And a lot of people don't have that. That's what's missing in our community, is that selflessness. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's too many people are selfish to the point to where, well, I'm mad, so screw you and hire whatever, and messes up the whole vibe, instead of just saying, let me check myself, and I'm mad. All right, baby, we gotta talk about this. I'm pissed off you did this. And instead of filtering through it and working through that and getting to the root problem and moving on good, that selfishness kicks in, and it's just like, whatever. I don't care how you feeling. I just want to get my point across. And I feel like that's where a lot of people go wrong at, basically.
And the thing is, it's like, you got to ask yourself, what do you want out of life? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? I know for me, like, I want my children to be happy. I want my wife to be happy. I want to be happy. You know what I'm saying? And what makes me happy is being able to provide for my home, being able to, play with my children and laugh and fall out on the floor, all that type of stuff. Me and my wife, we travel and go get lost off the radar. Like, that's fun for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I would love to do it with family. You know what I'm saying? And I know what you say, like, man, forget family and all that. But to be honest with you, I would love to do it as a family unit or some friends and this, that, and the third. But a lot of folks just not on that. And it is what it is. We've grown accustomed to it. You feel me? Now for the people that we do know, that's, like I said, all about, you know, that black love, and they show it, like, we rooting for y'all, man. Like,
yeah.
straight up. Like, we might not hit you up every day and say, hey, bro, we see you, but we see you. Straight up. And so it's like, go back to that thing, what you were saying, like, always putting that energy out there, like, that positive energy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like, why would I hate on this person? Why would I feel some type of way? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Right. Because if seeing somebody smile makes you feel some type of way, you got something you need to check, bro.
Check yourself.
You got something you need to check. If unless it's harming you, you know what I'm saying, then it's another situation. But you know, other than that, it's like, I done seen good, I done seen evil, man. You know what I'm saying? I choose good, bro. Straight up. Cause being evil like that's a job in itself. You gotta keep that up. You know what I'm saying? I gotta hate you every day. Like, man, I don't have the energy for that, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, love is easy, bro.
Waste of time.
Love is self-explanatory. It's in your actions, it's in your words, it's in your thoughts, it's in your feelings. And shit, it's in your drive and motivation to be better. You know what I'm saying?
Self-love too. That's a big thing. A lot of people don't love themselves because they weren't taught how to.
Yeah.
And it's simple as that. It is simple as that. And it all starts from your childhood up. If you're not taught self-love, or if you don't have that good example, if your mom or dad didn't love themselves enough to give you those characteristics of what it's supposed to feel like and look like, you're not going to ever get it. And that is going to factor into every relationship you have, professionally, personally, whatever. Every relationship you have in life is going to be triggered by that lack of self-love. And that right there, that's a whole nother topic. For real. Love yourselves, man. Love yourselves first. And if you don't, you need to start Googling your ass off right now, trying to figure out what is self-love and how to make yourself better at it. And then your relationships will get a lot better.
Totally agree, man. You popping your shit, man.
Just saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Just saying.
You ain't said nothing wrong, but
it's a lack of self-love.
My thing is, it's like, you know, I hope whoever watches this video is like, man, leave us a comment. You know what I'm saying?
What's y'all opinion?
We want to know what your opinion of black love is. Like,
whether you're single or married or whatever.
Do you like, man, whatever, I'm single, ready to mingle. It's all about me. And again, it ain't nothing wrong with that. That's how you choose to be. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, we all should be loved. Love shouldn't be something that you have to find. Like, it should just be always around.
Or forced.
Or definitely forced. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope I never get to a point where I'm faking love. Like, right. Because that just seems exhausting. It sounds exhausting. It sounds miserable. Like,
it does.
You know what I'm saying? And when I could just tell you straight up, like, look, man, I don't rock with you. You don't rock with me. Why we even trying to pretend? You know what I'm saying? But
that goes back to the maturity, though. You have to be mature enough and selfless enough to have that conversation. And people will just be like, shoot, he paying my bills, he doing this, shoot, I ain't finna say nothing. Or she paying my bills and she doing it, she ain't say. That selfishness. And then you can't figure out, dang, I hate coming home every day. And then it's just like, damn, just speak up. Just say, hey, I ain't happy because it is, whatever, and go about your business. But people cannot do that. They will just wallow in that little
are you seeing stuff online to come to this conclusion?
I told you, them groups that I'm in. I can't
come about them groups, man.
I can't, but they're professional groups, though, and women.
Come about them
they're
groups,
professional groups, you know, and my big mouth, I'm a Virgo. We are very analytical, and we always feel like, not that we have to fix somebody's life, but man, fellow Virgos, y'all know what I mean. We can't just sit there and just see an opinion or something go by without us being like, oh, that's easy. And that's what always gets me pulled into them conversations. And women would really be like, oh, girl, you brainwashed. No, I'm not brainwashed. I'm in love. That? Yeah, a girl actually said that. She did. It was about a question about, damn, which one was it? Whatever. I was telling you about it the other day when the lady was like, the man asked the question about the 50-50 thing or something like that. And again, I was like, it should be 100-100. You bring your part, they bring their part, and it's beautiful together, basically. And the girl was like, you brainwashed. And she's like, well, if he can't bring 100%, why would you be expected to bring 100%? And I'm like, I didn't say that. I said, you both have to bring 100%.
She just twisted it.
She did. She did. She said I was brainwashed because everything, I think what she did like was
she hurt
something. I think she saw all the different comments, because I was going back and forth about a lot of different stuff in that group or whatever. And I think she kind of seen all my different opinions. It was like, you brainwashed. No, I'm positive. There's a difference.
It's kind of weird that she would say you're brainwashed.
She did. She said brainwashed. And I thought it was because I said that 100% comment, but I really think it was because she saw all my different feedbacks, and I was like, oh, I agree to that, or no, I think this is that.
And then too, people can have a difference of opinion, man. That's another thing that we gotta learn. I feel like as a community,
agree to disagree.
How to agree to disagree, man. Like.
Yeah,
I don't have to agree. I don't agree with everything my wife say, man. I really don't.
Right, but then you don't hate me when.
But I don't hate you because you said it. Like
we don't fall out.
It's crazy. So I feel like at the end of the day, man, you gonna be who you are regardless. Right. But I mean, let's all try to put forth the effort to at least get along and love each other, man. Like that's the least we could do.
If not for yourself, then for your next generation. Cause
exactly.
All your kids that's running around, they seeing everything you do. They seeing everything you say to each other, to yourself. So
yeah.
Selflessness, man, will get you far.
So much further.
Love, life, everything. It will get you.
I feel like love opened a lot of doors for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just showing love, or just being a good person. Somebody might remember. You know what? Rico, you're a good person, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a door open or something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've seen it.
Yeah. But I think for people who really know you and know us, basically. They love you for who you are, and it's like, no, I know you're a good man, you're a good woman, whatever. And it's not based on what we can do for them or anything like that. That's another thing that gets it twisted as well. Your motives. You got to have the right intentions with any relationship, and that's with the black community so much. Friendships a lot because you're only friends with somebody because they have a business or they can do this.
How they can benefit you.
They can be right, and it messes you up every time because it's not genuine. So you have to start being genuine in all your connections in order for your individual.
Imagine if we all had connections, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have my connections, you have your connections. She got her connection, he got his connection, blase, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, we all winning.
That's true.
We all winning.
But that's our mindset.
You know what I'm saying?
Though.
Like, because at that point, I don't have to know everything. I don't have to do it all. Because I can come to Betty Lou. Right. You know what I'm saying? And she gonna look out. You know what I'm saying? Larry.
All right, Larry.
I go holler at Larry.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And Larry might have some bit of information for me that's gonna be valuable. Like I'm gonna take this time, man. I'm gonna shout out.
Hoard our resources.
I'm gonna shout out my dude John, man. Like he's a solid guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I had him on the channel before. You know what I'm saying? And he's just a stand-up guy. Like he ain't never like looked at me like, all right, man, you younger than me, so you don't know what you're talking about. Like, nah, like we have real conversation and it's a real brotherhood. Like he understand brotherhood. Right. And I can't really say that for a lot of dudes out here. Like they don't really understand the importance of brotherhood, man. Like, you know how y'all sister like one thing.
I'm like my experience with other women are like they like, hey, you rock sis, rock on. I don't see the
that's what I'm saying. Like women, I have to give women their props as far as sisterhood. Y'all do that shit well, bro. Y'all do that. You
but
know
I think
saying?
It's all in who.
But us as men, I feel like it's like every man for themselves a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with having some sort of brotherhood or somebody that you could, hey, bro, like give me a piece of advice or whatever. Like even to the younger guys, like King Mill, like that's my little bro right there. You feel what I'm saying? Go check out his interview on our channel. We just put it up. Mm-hmm. And
that was a dope interview.
Yeah, man, you know, that's little bro. So if he called me up 2:00 in the morning and if I'm up and I pick up the phone, like shit, let's talk, bro. Like I ain't gonna be like, man, you don't know what you're talking about, man. Just go on about your business. Like, nah, bro, like it's I respect you, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you already shown me respect, so it's like, why would I dismiss you? Yeah. And a lot of times it's like whether you younger or older, it's all about respect at the end of the day. Like me, I respect elders. Like you're gonna get that off the rip just because in my head you done went through some shit that I already been through and all that. So you already know what's going on. And not necessarily just bad stuff, just life. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like my thing is how can I get some gain from you? Like learn something. And that's what I really respect about my boy John, man, because he just solid, man. He a real dude. And I seen more fake than real, so it's like I know it.
Do you think you can identify fake now as quicker than before? Or like, what's your criteria like when it comes to if
You
somebody's
can't
genuine?
because I done been in too many situations where I thought it might have been real. You know what I'm saying? And
That's
then
true.
they showed me a side that I was just like,
But see, that goes back to a
ain't
conversation we
real.
just had with a client the other day.
Because I don't expect. Hold on, let me just say that. I don't expect everybody to be perfect.
Right.
Like
It's got to be a give and take.
it's a give and take,
No
man.
matter
You
what
know
type
what I'm
of
saying? Like you
relationship.
ain't stole from me. You ain't. You know what I'm saying? You ain't try to affect my money. Nothing like that. You did what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like I don't have no problem with you. But people that I also know people that have tried to do that. You know what I'm saying?
But see, in them cases, that's what I always say: believe somebody the first time. When they show you who they are, believe them the first time because they're not gonna change. So I feel like that's why when you're shouting out John, he's so cool because he is who he's been since day one.
Yeah,
do you think
so
if he
do
would
you.
have changed or showed you something different, would you still be cool with him, or would you just be like, no, I'm still away from him?
I mean, it really depends on what it is because I feel like we done built such a bond that I would question. I know I could come to him and say, "Hey, look, bro, what's this about?"
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel
Gotcha.
like he gonna be like, all right, this is what this is. You know what I'm saying? And then we go from there. I don't feel like it's a situation where, man, I feel like John hating on me, man.
Right.
Or it ain't like I'm hating on John over here. You did what I'm saying? I want to see John succeed. I want to see John go up.
Right.
You know, he talk a lot about business and things that he's working to accomplish.
Right.
I'm rooting for him.
Right.
And what I tell him on the phone the other day, what I tell him, I said, bro, if it's anything that I could do to help you, please let me know, bro. And if it's in my power to do it, I would do it, bro. Because too many times.
That's how you get ahead, though.
That's how you get ahead.
But we as a black race, we like to hoard our resources. We I don't know what the heck it is, though. It's like they think them helping you is gonna make you broke and them rich. I don't know. The crab in the bucket mentality.
It's the crab in the bucket. Like people be afraid that you're gonna be more successful. I'm not afraid of someone being more successful than me.
Right.
You
Well,
know
you
what
gotta
I'm
realize
saying?
what you put out comes back. So when you helping people, what do you think is going to happen to you in return? You're going to get that help you need to get further ahead, further ahead. And I feel like that's why we've been able to grow to where we are at the level we are now because we don't screw nobody over. It's like, no, we help you. We give you the resources. We don't mind opening up our resources to people. You know, somebody can, even if you ain't paying us in conversation, man, I've been thinking about doing this and I need to do this. All right, we ain't finna do no package for you without no payment or nothing, but we're going to hook you up with this person over here that may be on the same path as you or something. You know, we don't mind doing that because, you know, that's what we expect as well out of life. And a lot of people don't care. They will literally have the resources to share with somebody, and all it takes is dropping a hey, a quick text, hey, this is so and so, y'all connect. They be so scared you're gonna run off with their plug, and it's just like, man, you can't grow with that mindset.
Man, we gotta stop that, bro.
We have to. We have to. That's that village mindset, and a lot of people they don't have that. They wouldn't talk that, and that's okay, but they don't have it.
What about the people that you feel like try to sabotage the business and stuff?
Now, people that try to sabotage y'all are a whole new, different kind of ugly. To me, I almost said a bad word. To me, you just rotten at heart and you just got a bad spirit. Point blank, period. If your intent is to cause disharmony in anybody's relationship, business, or whatever, check yourself, of course, for number one. But your spirit ain't right for me. Them the kind of people I don't second guess. I don't fool with you, pretty much, because it screams your bad vibe screams from afar, and you don't even know it half the time. But for those kind of people, I don't have nothing nice to say about you other than I'm gonna pray for you. That's it. Cause your intent, the same intent you put out, gonna come back to you. And a lot of the times, I don't want to laugh at your misfortunes or whatever, but you know who I'm talking about. A lot of the times, what you put out comes back to you. The bad energy you put out comes back. The bad intention that you put out on people's marriages, their relationship, their business, comes back on you. And a lot of times people find it out the hard way. So for me, I don't care about people that sabotage because I know the intent that I put out, I'm putting out good, so good gonna always come back to me. So I just look at them and just be like, man, I'm gonna pray for you, keep it moving, because I know karma gonna get you regardless. So I don't care nothing about them, but we can't do anything about it other than just live our life and let them be who they are, and just know that you put out bad intentions gonna come back.
And you preaching, man.
That's all I'm trying to sabotage. Just go right on ahead. It's anyway end well for you.
I mean, I just feel like why.
Sometimes we're not gonna find out the why. Sometimes there is no why. That's another thing. We be so hung up. Man, I don't know. I think I'm just from a different cloth, but I don't care about the whys no more. Because that why will drive you crazy. And then sometimes it's like, damn, I know for a fact they ain't did that to this person. I know for a fact I haven't said nothing out the way. I ain't hit you, stole from you, nothing for you to feel no kind of way. So for me, I don't give a damn about the why. I care about the what's. What are you doing? What are you saying? How you treating me? All that. That's all I care about. I'm not going to get wrapped up in the why you doing it or whatever. I'm just going to reciprocate what you give me. And then if I recognize something or a bad vibe, I'm cutting you off and I'm keeping it moving. And I'm not going to ask why. Yeah, I'm not coming back to that. So I don't care about the why. I only care about what you're doing and what your intent is.
So how do you feel about the people that put into the business?
I appreciate it.
We're going to talk about the good and the bad.
Right. I appreciate the people that put it in, because just like you putting into us, we putting into you as well. It's a give and take. A bad and good. It's a give and take. So for you, all of you guys that, you rocking with us, you supporting us, and your intent is to see us grow and get to a higher level to win. Right. We want the same thing for you.
For sure.
Pretty much, So I definitely appreciate the support that we get, and everybody that rocks with us know that it's fully reciprocated. Point blank, period. So yeah, and for me, that's like the life of anybody's business, basically. That's what you want. You want your clients to be happy. You want your support system to be, motivate and inspire you to keep going, keep pouring into you, because in return, you're going to pour back. You know what I mean? You're going to get back to them in one way or other, whether it's monetary or just in conversation or whatever, but you're going to give back. We just have to keep that selflessness thought and just know that what's for me is for me. And just operate on a positive note, man. Just not say you have to want good for everybody, but with that mindset to get you far. You see everybody win. It's enough money out here, enough time and space, figuratively speaking, for everybody to win. So hating on somebody, it ain't called for. Wishing bad on somebody ain't called for.
That's why I over appreciate the people that support us and love us and
right.
You know what I'm saying? And pour into us. Like, I just honestly appreciate y'all, man, because I've seen so much of the opposite that's
right.
all I want to see now is what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And it gives me a reason to believe that it is better out here. You know what I'm saying? And, regardless of, the family trauma that I've faced and all of that, you know what I'm saying? I still don't wish bad for these people. You know what I'm saying? I still don't.
They doing a good job doing that on their own.
I can't do it. That ain't how I'm built. So it's like
they karma getting them their own. So
it is what it is. But at the same time, it's like we gotta do better. And if you knew better, you would do better. You know how the saying goes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
and that's why we are where we are, because we take that, man. If let us fail at anything, or if something that we implement don't work out, what do we do? All right, how can we make that better? It wasn't meant to be. How can we make that better?
Right,
all right, different strategy. Boom, we're gonna keep it moving.
Right.
I'm not talking my notebook, but yeah, keep it moving, basically. So, yeah.
I mean that's the thing. Like, you got to learn how to pick yourself up.
Oh, that's
you have to learn how to do that. We're all gonna face that in life. No, it's not easy, and there's no criteria for it either. Like, but at the same time, you have to do it. It's a necessity, because if you allow yourself to become stagnant, then your mindset go become stagnant. You know what I'm saying? And you just there. Like,
the depression kicks in, and that's another thing.
I'm starting to hear that a lot from people. A lot of people are depressed out here, man.
It's for me. I feel like this before COVID, it was so easy to be fake. It was so easy to put out whatever image out there. You could be whoever you want to be, but COVID was a blessing, man. I'm telling you. I guess I should
blessing in disguise.
Blessing in disguise. A blessing in disguise.
I know what you mean.
Because before, everybody, you could be who you wanted to be. But when the whole world had to sit still and you had to really take in your surroundings and you had to really sit and deal with your stuff, a lot of people could not handle it. And that's when a lot of people realized they really don't have the support they thought they had. Mm-hmm. They realized, damn, it ain't sweet like I thought. And unfortunately, a lot of folks right now are going through depression, and it's sad because it doesn't have to be that way.
And you have to heal, you know what I'm saying? And talk to a therapist.
Right.
Talk to someone that can not judge you, you know what I'm saying? Can sit down with you and won't judge you.
Right.
And will sit there and give you valuable advice and feedback, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And get it off of you. Mm-hmm. Like get it off. Because a lot of times we'll sit, I'm guilty of this probably more than anybody. You'll just sit in that anger, or you'll sit in that thought of, man, why this person did this or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And just get angry all over again, and it's a cycle.
Yeah.
So it's best to just go and get it out, man, and heal from the inside out, because once you're able to do that, like the fog clears a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And you're able to get back on your path that a lot of us work so hard to stay on. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, it ain't easy being on the straight and narrow, but at the same time, it's like you have to, because what's the alternative? Do you want to go to prison? I've never wanted to go to prison a day in my life.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And do something that my kids are going to be affected by because I didn't make one smart decision. You know what I'm saying? I got too angry and I lashed out and did this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you have to be cognizant of
go through the emotions
of your emotions and how you deal with that
and grow through.
I tell you, like, this is a healer right here.
Instead of suppressing
this is a real healer right here. And she gave me a lot of game before that was like, look, process that what happened. You know what I'm saying? That trauma, all that. And at a certain point, I was able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that I'm completely healed from it or anything like that, but I'm a way better man than I used to be. You know what I'm saying? As far as learning how to deal with emotions and issues and problems and this, that, and the third. Sometimes you got to take that extra 2 seconds and just calm down.
Right.
And really evaluate, like, okay, do I really want to, spaz out right now and cause this to happen, or do I want to take these extra 2-3 minutes and just calm down and allow it to blow over?
Right.
I think you want to do that because you know the other outcome. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be bad.
And I feel
we
like
ain't trusting the police out here, so you ain't trying to get involved with that.
That's my point. When you love somebody, you go through the fire with them.
Yeah.
But that common factor is you care. When you show you care, that puts you in that mindset that how can I help? Sometimes it's just listening.
Yeah.
And as a black woman, sometimes we don't want to hear it. We don't. When our man, and we think it's nagging or complaining, just like they think when we talking, we nagging and complaining. But no, sometimes you got to just shut your mouth and listen. And in listening, you hear so much. And I mean really hear, not just shut your mouth, just waiting your turn to speak. You have to let your spouse speak. Because in letting you speak, I was able to just hear that and know that, no, you just need to get it all out. Just talk.
Yeah, man.
And then through talking, we were able to come up with them strategies. Okay, you have to heal.
Right. No, because a long time I didn't have an outlet. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I kept a lot of emotions bottled up. This, that, and the third. And then when it did come out, it was like, bro, who is this? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I've learned to grow through that. But I'm not going to say I'm glad I went through it because I didn't have to if you'd have just took 2 seconds to just think. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't got to get back into that. But the thing is, it's like,
it goes back to that healing. When you hurt people. Hurt people, man. For me, I recognize that's a cycle. That's a strong cycle in the black community, in any community, but it is prevalent in the black community. You will have a mom, dad, whatever, they're going through whatever they're going through, and they take it out on the kids. And then and that kid grows up, and then their mindset is like, why this didn't happen? Why that? Why my mom didn't love me? Why my dad didn't love me? And you go through them emotions, and it all could have been so simple, like you said. It could have all been so simple. But if you don't, as a grown up, as an adult, like, to me, for right now, if every black person just stop and think right now, okay, I have to do better. Just that one thought, that one mindset will lead you down a path of a lot of changes, basically. Because not saying nothing is wrong with you or wrong with everybody or whatever, but everybody has something they can work on. And I think that one flaw, that one character flaw is enough to keep generations just recycling that pain over and over and over because that one person refused to work on themselves.
Right.
So I think the solution to healing the black community, to leading to real love, whether it's in just, friendships or, marriages or whatever, is that one thought, what can I do today to make myself a better person for myself and for everybody else? That's that lack of that right there that keeps everybody stuck. Yep, accountability. So for me, that's why I'm in the conversation with other women. I'm gonna speak up for my marriage each and every time because I hold myself accountable because I know, I know who I am basically. I know what my role is, and I know my marriage. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I can speak on a lot of things because of experience.
Black love.
Black love. It could be all so simple. I mean, call me naive, and a lot of folks be like, "Girl, you just you
Well, why
really
would they
think
say
life
that?
is sweet." I don't know.
I mean,
I'm just a positive person. Not saying I don't get mad and I don't think negative and shit like that, but I don't know. People just think I'm naive to just be positive all the time. And for me, life can be that simple, man. You just make the choice. Make the choice to say, no,
but then too, you
I
gotta
choose to be
understand.
like this.
You gotta understand. You're talking to somebody that's beating up their keyboard, so you don't even know this person. Like you don't.
Oh no, I don't get into back and forth online because most of the time folks be like, "Yeah, you right. Oh, damn good point or whatever." If you agree, you agree. If you disagree, then we're gonna keep it moving. I don't get into that debate, but I'm gonna voice my opinion if it's asked and if it's an open forum. And if you want to debate, I could go back and forth with you on what I feel like and why and things like that. But once you start getting disrespectful, that's why I chop you short and let you deal with your own bullshit and keep it moving. But I never argue back and forth. I just state my opinion. I express myself, and okay, leave it at that. So yeah, I don't do the little, bro. No, I don't do that. I don't do that.
No,
I'm just a positive person. I just know that it all starts with your mindset, no matter what. Everything in life starts with how you think about yourself, and that's where it starts. It's just as simple as that. If you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody else. If you don't want good for yourself,
you can't love nobody else.
yeah, you're not gonna want good for everybody else. If you don't feel good about yourself, you're not gonna feel good about anybody else. So it all starts with self.
Self-love.
Yeah.
And again, man, we want to know y'all comments, y'all thoughts. Tell us, man. We ain't got it all figured out. You know what I'm saying?
Not by far. We just living life.
Every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, let us know what you think about black love or just love, period. You know what I'm saying? Is black love, is that just a term we just put out there? Is that a real thing, or should
what
we
is
just,
black love to you?
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many ways we could go with this conversation. So, you know, we definitely want you guys' feedback and to hear from you and get your thoughts on it. And especially our married couples out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you gone through the fire? Like, did you have to grow? Did you have to mature? Or did you already have it figured out? Like,
it's a cakewalk. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Some people, maybe it starts smoothly and it's transitioned on smoothly. I think that's possible too, because maybe their family union had already gone through that, had already healed, and it was real love and it was good positive vibes. So I really do sometimes you do have that connection. Boom, once two people get together, it's sweet from there on out.
You know, I heard a girl talk about her
believe that.
parents one time, man. I thought it was so dope because
Really?
she was talking about how she grew up and she was like, my dad is still in love with my mom, and this just drives me up the wall. Like, but not that she didn't want that to happen.
Right.
But she said it like in a jokingly way, like it's just they too adorable. You know what I'm saying? Like type deal. But I thought it was dope because that showed me that she grew up in a household where she saw love. You know what I'm saying?
She probably gonna reciprocate that in her relationship too. Yeah.
Right.
That's what it's about.
Yeah. So we got to be mindful of that. We got to think 20 years ahead now, not just 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like my daughter's 7 right now, so I'm watching everything. Like
you have
everything.
To. But that's that accountability factor, man. You got some people don't care. They only care about themselves. They're gonna spaz and snap out at the drop of a dime, and their kid gonna grow up to be just like them. So, woo, it can get ugly.
Most definitely.
Get ugly, but like he said, y'all drop them comments. Let us know what y'all think about black love. Whether you single, whether you're married, whatever. What is your take on love? Period. And let's have that conversation. Speak on it.
Let us know, man. But you know, it's Valentine's Day, man. Shout out to all the lovers. You know, well, it'll be Valentine's Day in 30 minutes. But, you know, shout out to all the lovers out there, man. And keep spreading that love. Keep giving that love. You know what I'm saying? Because love is a beautiful thing. I don't care what nobody say. You know what I'm saying?
That's one thing I can't stand. I can't stand for somebody to make it look like it's a negative thing to give somebody your all, so to speak. And like you put all your eggs in one basket, yeah. How else are you gonna be fruitful and multiply if you don't put all your eggs in one basket? You know, that's another conversation.
I feel where you're coming from.
I hate that.
I mean, somebody would say you can love your children too much. Who people gonna say what they gonna say. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing we could do about that.
That's true.
You just have to stand on your morals and principles and honor your family. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean everybody else gonna do it. And that's perfectly fine. But you know, I call me crazy, but I feel like growing up in Alabama taught me a lot about standing on my principles, like standing on my morals. Like My grandmother,
Southern roots.
She taught me what love was because she showed me nothing but love. That's all she ever did was like, bro, I love you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you gonna be something. You gonna be something. Yeah. And it felt so genuine that I've always believed that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be somebody. Like all that. So, you know, it's a powerful thing, man, and you can use it for good or bad. It's just up to you. But
all starts with a choice.
I think we had a good conversation.
I think so too.
I think we broke it down well, man. But again, man, y'all be sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment and subscribe. Definitely smash that subscribe button.
And see you online.
Man. Be sure to check out our website at theswinkagency.com. If you guys have any questions, be sure to send us an email, man, at info@theswinkagency.com. We'd be glad to answer any questions that you have and go from there, man. For real. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, baby.
Love you.
Love you too.
Till next time, man. I'm D Swink on behalf of the Swink Agency.
Sandra Swink on behalf of the Swink Agency.
I know what it is, man. Peace. With clients in various industries, we understand the true value of professionalism, which is essential to business growth. It is within these values where we truly shine as a premier agency while giving our clients the experience they rightfully deserve. Though no business is perfect, we can guarantee our professional approach from every standpoint of your project. For more info on how we can be an added resource to your business, visit us online at theswinkagency.com. We create luxury brands.